Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Art, Truth, and Politics by Harold Pinter, Lesson 4. Let us have a quick recap of the portions that we have discussed in the last class. In para 7 to 11, we have seen Harold Pinter criticizing America for its policies against Iraq. America accused that Saddam Hussein possessed destructive weapons. America accused that Iraq had a role in the September 11 attacks. Pinter says that these accusations were wrong. America considered that they are very important in the world, and America wanted to show that to other countries that they are important. The violence organized by other countries are properly documented. However, the violence organized by America is not documented by the media. America thinks that it has complete freedom to do whatever they likes. So these were the points that we discussed in the last class. In this class also, in this portion, today's portions also, Harold Pinter continues his criticisms on America. And now let us move directly to the portion. Let us continue. Page number 53, para 12. We are starting from there. Direct invasion of a sovereign state has never in fact been America's favored method. So here Pinder is trying to say what is America's method of conquering a country. Direct invasion or conquering by force directly. It has never been America's method. Then what was America's method? In the main, it has preferred what it has described as low intensity conflict. So America's method is described as low intensity conflict. Pinter himself explains what low intensity conflict is. Low intensity conflict means that thousands of people die, but slower than you dropped a bomb on them in one fell swoop at once. So that is low intensity conflict. Thousands of people die, but not all on a sudden, but slowly. That is America's method. It means that you affect the heart of the country, that you established a malignant evil growth and watch the gangrene bloom. Gangrene means the decaying, decomposition. So Pinder used the imagery of a virus attacking a body. You infect the heart of the country, then allow the infection to grow, then watch the body decomposing. That is America's method, not killing all on a sudden. When the people has been subdued, conquered, or beaten to death, the same thing, both are the same, and your own friends, the military and the great corporations sit comfortably in power. You go before the camera and say that democracy has prevailed. So this is America. When the whole population, when the whole people of this particular country is conquered or beaten to death, then the military, the great corporations that sit in power, the Americans, they go directly to the camera and say that democracy has been prevailed, democracy has been maintained. This was a common method in US foreign policy in the years to which I refer. So in the particular period which Pinter is referring, such methods can be seen over and over again. So I'll just read out the explanation once again. Pinter criticizes America's approach of conquering a nation. They don't believe in attacking a country directly. Instead, they use a technique which can be called low intensity conflict. That means thousands of people are killed, but not suddenly by dropping an atom bomb, but they are killed slowly. When they are conquered or killed, America goes to the place and proclaims that democracy is maintained. This approach is common in America's foreign policy. Hope you understood what Pinter is trying to say. Next para 13 and 14. The tragedy of Nicaragua was a highly significant case. I choose to offer it as a potent example of America's view of its role in the world, both then and now. Now, in order to explain the point he just uh, said, he takes the case of Nicaragua, the tragedy that happened in Nicaragua. What was that tragedy? This particular case, the Nicaragua's case, is a perfect example of America's style of invasion. As an example, Pinter points out the case of Nicaragua. I was present at a meeting at the U.S. Embassy in London in late 1980s. Harold Pinter himself was present in a meeting. What happened in the meeting? Para 15. The United States Congress was about to decide whether to give more money to the Contras in their campaign against the state of Nicaragua. Contras. Who or what is actually Contras? Contra, member of a guerrilla force in Nicaragua, which opposed the left-wing communist Sandinista government. As America is against communists, they supported Contras. So, what was the meeting about? US states that United States Congress was about to decide whether to give more money to the Contras in their campaign against the state of Nicaragua. So, as Contras were against the communist government, America supported them. America was giving money to the Contra force in their attack against Nicaragua. Here you can see the image of the Contras, the guerrilla force in Nicaragua. So the meeting was discussing about whether to give more money to the Contras, and I was a member of a delegation. Delegation means a body of people speaking supporting Nicaragua. But the most important member of this delegation, was Father John Metcalf. So just imagine that a team of people, including Harold Pinder and John Metcalf, they were talking in a meeting on behalf of Nicaragua. Pinder was in the team who supported Nicaragua. Father John Metcalf was also present in the team. The leader of the US body was Raymond Seitz. Then number 2 to the ambassador. Ambassador means representative of a country. Later, he became ambassador himself. And Father Metcalf, the representative of this delegate team supporting Nicaragua, said like this: Sir, I am in charge of a parish in north of Nicaragua. Parish means area coming under a church. My parishioners built a school, a health center, a culture center. We have lived in peace. A few months ago, a Contra force attacked the parish. They destroyed everything: the school, the health center, the cultural center. They raped nurses and teachers, slaughtered doctors, killed doctors in the most brutal manner. They behaved like savages. Please demand that the US government withdraw its support from this shocking terrorist activity. So, a very powerful statement given by Father Metcalf before the US Congress. And let us see how the US ambassador replied to it. Raymond Seitz had a very good reputation as a rational, intelligent, responsible, and highly sophisticated man, polished man, a stylized man. He was greatly respected in the diplomatic circles. He was a person who is considered as an intelligent person. He greatly respected in those circles. He listened, stopped, paused, and then spoke with some gravity, like this, seriously. Father, he said, let me tell you one thing, something. In war, innocent people always suffer. There was frozen silence. We stared at him. He did not flinch. He did not move. So, Father Metcalf talked to the American ambassador about the atrocities caused by the American military in Nicaragua in this parish. Raymond Shades, the ambassador, replied that it is natural that innocent people suffer in the war. Pinter agrees with it. It is true that innocent people always suffer. Moving on to para 18, 19, 20 and 21. These are small paragraphs, so considering together. Finally, somebody said, but in this case, innocent people were victims of a gruesome, horrible atrocity subsidized by your government, one among many. If American Congress allows the Contras more money, further atrocities of this kind will take place. Is this not the case? Is your government not therefore guilty of supporting acts of murder and destruction upon the citizens of a sovereign state? See, then somebody from the team reminded the ambassador that these cruelties were sponsored by America. Shades was imperturbable, means he was calm. And he said like this, I don't agree that the facts as presented support your assertions, he said. Means, I don't agree with your assertions. The truth does not support your assertions, the ambassador said. And the meeting was over. And as we were leaving the embassy, a US aide, a US secretary, told me that he enjoyed my place. I did not reply. So Harold Pinter was really angry about it. So a US person was trying to calm him by saying that he enjoyed Harold Pinter's place. Pinter did not reply at all. I should remind you that at the time, at that time, President Reagan made the following statement. The Contras are the moral equivalent of our founding fathers. Meaning, Contras are equivalent to our forefathers. See, this statement shows that America is not at all guilty of the cruelties they had done in Nicaragua by supporting the Contras. So, Contras are equivalent to our forefathers means Contras are relatives, friends. So, that was America's attitude. So, we are stopping here. Read the text. Thank you.